The third temple is ready.
That very soon we will all see the building of the third temple.
What if I told you that a group of cows from a ranch in Texas could be connected to the return of the Messiah? I know how that sounds, but stay with me, because what's happening right now in Israel isn't some fringe theory. It's real, it's documented, and it's unfolding faster than anyone predicted. The priests are trained, the golden vessels are made, the blueprints are drawn. Only one piece has been missing for 2,000 years, and that piece just might be grazing in a protected field in Israel right now. But here's what most people don't realize. Before we go any further, if you're interested in prophecy unfolding in real time, you'll want to stay connected. We share updates like this every week. Things are moving fast in Israel right now, and you won't want to miss what comes next. Just hit that subscribe button so you don't fall behind. Now, let's get into what's really happening. What is the red heifer? To understand why this matters, we need to go back, way back, over 3,000 years ago. In ancient Israel, there was a problem. If someone touched a dead body, they became unclean. They couldn't enter the temple. They couldn't worship. They were cut off. But God gave Moses a solution, a strange one, a red heifer. Not just any cow. This animal had to be completely red, not a single hair of a different color. It had to be perfect. No spots, no blemishes, and it could never have been used for work, never carried a load, never wore a yoke. This animal would be sacrificed, burned completely, and its ashes would be mixed with water. That water could purify anyone who had become unclean. Without this, the priests themselves could not serve. The temple could not function. Here's the thing most people miss. Since the Romans destroyed the Second Temple in 70 AD, there has been no red heifer, no purification, no temple service. For nearly 2,000 years, nothing. Until now. Background: biblical requirements. The requirements for this animal are extremely specific, and that's why it's so rare. First, the heifer must be completely red. Jewish law says even 2 black hairs or 2 white hairs can disqualify it. The entire coat must be one solid red color. Second, it must be female. This is the only sacrifice in the Bible that specifically requires a female animal. Third, it cannot have any physical defect. No scars, no injuries, nothing that would make it less than perfect. Fourth, it must never have worked. If someone placed a yoke on its neck even once, it's disqualified. If it carried anything, even briefly, it cannot be used. Finally, it must be at least 3 years old before sacrifice. These rules come straight from Numbers chapter 19, and they are not negotiable. Throughout all of Jewish history, only 9 red heifers have ever been sacrificed. 9 in thousands of years. The ancient rabbis said the 10th would come in the days of the Messiah. So when 5 potential candidates arrived in Israel in 2022, people started paying attention. Temple Institute preparations. But the red heifer is only one piece of the puzzle. For decades, a group in Jerusalem called the Temple Institute has been quietly preparing. They've been working on something most people don't know about. They've created the priestly garments, the white robes, the special blue threads, the golden bells, everything described in the book of Exodus. All of it handmade according to biblical instructions. They've also built the sacred vessels, the golden menorah, the table of showbread, the incense altar, each one crafted with precision, ready to be used. But there's more. They've trained priests, real descendants of the tribe of Levi. These men have studied the ancient rituals. They know exactly what to do when the time comes. They've even created architectural blueprints for the third temple itself. Everything is prepared. The garments, the vessels, the priests, the plans. All of it sitting in Jerusalem, waiting. There's only one thing missing, the one thing that makes all of this possible. The ashes of a pure red heifer. Without those ashes, the priests cannot be purified, and without purified priests, nothing can begin. That's why what happened in 2022 changed everything. Vague update: the Texas heifer's arrival. In September of 2022, something happened that made headlines around the world, at least in certain circles. 5 red heifers boarded a plane in Texas. Their destination? Israel. These weren't ordinary cattle. They had been raised on a ranch under careful supervision. Every detail of their lives had been monitored. Their coats were inspected regularly. Their activities were controlled. They never worked, they never carried anything. When they landed in Israel, rabbis were waiting. The Temple Institute took custody of them immediately. The heifers were moved to a protected location, not on the Temple Mount, somewhere quieter, somewhere they could be watched around the clock. Why all this attention for 5 cows? Because each one of them appeared to meet the biblical requirements. Red coats, no blemishes, never worked. If even one of them stayed pure until the age of 3, it could become the first valid red heifer in 2,000 years. The news spread quickly through religious communities. Some celebrated, others were skeptical. A few raised concerns about what this could mean for the region. But one thing was certain, the countdown had begun. The heifers needed to reach 3 years old, they needed to pass final inspection, and they needed to remain perfect. That brings us to now. Vague update, current status 2025. As of 2025, those 5 red heifers are approaching the critical age. 3 years old, the minimum age required for sacrifice according to Jewish law. Reports say the heifers are being closely monitored. Trained rabbis visit regularly. They check the coats for any discoloration. They examine the bodies for blemishes. They document everything. So far, multiple heifers appear to still qualify. But here's where it gets interesting. The Temple Institute has increased its preparations. More priests have been trained. Special locations outside the Temple Mount have been identified for the ceremony. Altars have been constructed for the burning. Some sources suggest that an announcement could come soon. Others say the process is being kept quiet on purpose. The situation in the region is sensitive. Tensions are high. A public ceremony could cause problems. But behind the scenes, things are moving forward. The golden vessels are ready. The priestly garments are ready. The trained priests are ready. And now, for the first time in 2 millennia, the red heifer may also be ready. What happens next depends on the final inspection. If even 1 heifer passes, the purification ceremony can take place. After that, the priests can be cleansed. And after that, well, that's where things get prophetic. Because once the priests are pure, there's nothing stopping them from beginning temple services. Nothing except one thing. Bible quotes and prophetic connections. The Bible speaks directly about these events, and the words are hard to ignore. The prophet Ezekiel had a vision. He saw a future temple. Not the first one built by Solomon, not the second one destroyed by Rome. A third temple, one that would stand in the last days. In visions of God, he brought me into the land of Israel and set me on a very high mountain. And behold, there was a structure like a city on the south. Ezekiel 40:2. Many scholars believe this vision has never been fulfilled. They believe it points to something still to come. But it's not just Ezekiel. Jesus himself spoke about a future holy place. In Matthew 24, he warned his disciples about the last days. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Matthew 24:15. A holy place, that means a temple that must first be rebuilt. And in the book of Hebrews, we read about the red heifer directly. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of a heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctifieth to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Christ purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living God? Hebrews 9:13-14. The red heifer was always pointing to something greater, a greater purification, a greater sacrifice, a greater hope. And that hope may be closer than ever. Emotional appeal. What does all of this mean for you? So what does all of this mean for you? Maybe you've been watching the news. Maybe you've felt like the world is spinning out of control. Wars, division, uncertainty everywhere. But here's what I want you to see. God's plan is not spinning out of control. His word is not failing. Every single promise he made is moving toward fulfillment right now in our lifetime. The red heifer is not just a cow, it's a sign, a quiet sign in a noisy world, a reminder that the ancient prophecies are not fairy tales, they are real and they are happening. For 2,000 years, the Jewish people waited. They prayed for the temple to be rebuilt. They asked God to send the Messiah, generation after generation. And now, We may be the generation that sees it. Think about that. Our grandparents never saw this. Our great-grandparents never saw this. But we might. The priests are ready. The vessels are ready. The heifer is almost ready. What about you? Jesus told his disciples to watch, to stay awake, to be ready. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. Matthew 24:42. The signs are all around us. The question is, are we paying attention? And there's still more to come. Here's what we know. 5 red heifers are in Israel right now. At least one may pass final inspection. The Temple Institute is prepared like never before. Priests are trained, vessels are built, blueprints are drawn. But here's what we don't know. When will the announcement come? What will happen when it does? And what comes after the purification ceremony? Some say the first stones of the third temple could be laid within months. Others say powerful forces are working to stop it. The location alone could trigger an international crisis. One thing is certain. We are watching prophecy unfold in real time, not in ancient texts, not in distant history, right now. This story is not over, it's just beginning. We'll be covering every update as it happens, the inspections, the announcements, the reactions from around the world. If you want to stay informed, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, because what happens next in Israel could change everything, and it could happen sooner than anyone expects.